Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell so you never miss any new updates, cause whenever we upload new video you will get a notification on your phone.
Hello dear student, my today's topic is Coulomb's law. We have seen in the previous topic about charges. There are two types of forces between two charges. If they are equal charges, then they repel to each other, and if they are unequal charge or opposite charge, then they are attract to each other. It means there is a force between them. If there is a force between them, therefore the magnitude and direction is explained by Charles Coulomb. Physicists explain these laws. The name is Charles Coulomb. So particularly this law is known as Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law basically gives us magnitude and direction between of force between two charges. So if they are applying force to each other, there are two types of force due to that types. If they are equal charges, then they repel to each other. If they repel to each other, then the direction of the force is toward the line joining between them. Let's write the force, because if the force, then force can be explained. How much force is applied between two charge, and this force is depend on which quantity of the charges. Charges are two types of, and we have already learned into the lower standard. It means last year into the 11th standard, gravitational law. Gravitational law was also we have studied. It is also inverse square rule. So here Coulomb's law is also depend, and it is formed from the, it is inspired from the gravitational law. So let's write the laws of gravitation. Force between two charges, the electric force, yes. Between them. Okay. The electric force between two point charges is directly proportional to the product of the magnitude of the two charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Suppose these are two charges. Point charge, yes. Specially, Coulomb has taken two charges, Q1 and Q2, as a point charge, and distance between them is R. Q1 is applying force on Q2. Whether it is repulsive force, then the direction of the force may be in this direction. This is repulsion force. Okay, this is repel to. If it is attraction force, then it will be moved toward this direction. This may be attraction force. But no need to. We are studying here only magnitude of this force. We will study direction also into the vector form of Coulomb's law. Here we are studying only magnitude of. So if Q1 and Q2 charge at R distance, therefore what will happen? Charges is directly proportional to product of the magnitude. It means F is proportional to Q1, Q2. Okay. And force is inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Then what is distance? R. Then F is proportional to 1 upon R square, because of this is inversely proportional to. It means F is proportional to Q1, Q2. Suppose Q1 is equals to Q1 is equal to 5 and Q2 is equals to 2. Then force is depend on F is proportional to 5 into 2. Then it will be value of force is 10. So it is multiply, not positive, not addition. Okay. If we add them, then value may be 7. But this is wrong value. The value will become 10. So they are directly proportional to product of this 2-point charge. So F is proportional to Q1, Q2. Okay, no need to write this further. So from 1 and 2, what we can write? We can write F is proportional to Q1, Q2 upon R square. From this equation, we can write F is equals to K Q1, Q2 upon R square, where K is Coulomb's constant, where K is equals to Coulomb's constant. Value of Coulomb constant for free space, because of Coulomb has performed this experiment for free space. So all value is calculated with respect to free space. So here value of K is equals to 9 into 10 raised to 9 for free space. It means vacuum. What would be unit of K? Unit of K will be K is equals to F R square upon Q1 Q2. F will be Newton. So it will be Newton meter square per Coulomb square. Newton meter square per Coulomb square. This is value of K. You should remember it. So this is simple form of Coulomb's law. Yes, we have derived this unit from K is equal to F R square upon Q1 Q2. Can you understand? Or should I derive here? Yes, you can understand. Because of if K is main term, therefore F R square upon Q1 Q2, F Newton, R square meter square, and Q1 Q2 Coulomb square. So this would be F is equal to Q1 Q2. What would be dimension formula? Okay, dimension formula for K, it will be K. Okay, if you want to derive dimension formula, first of all you have to remember this unit, Newton meter square per Coulomb square. Then Newton will be M1 L2 T minus 2, meter square L2, and Coulomb square AT, this is in the denominator raised to minus 2. Okay, then this will be M1 L2 into 2, 4 T raised to minus 2 and minus 2. This will be minus 4 and A raised to minus 2. So this is the dimension formula for M1 L1, for Newton L1. So this would be 3. So M1 L3 T raised to minus 4, A raised to minus 2. Okay, I will discuss about this one. What is meant by coulomb? So coulomb means ampere into second. Coulomb means ampere into second, because of ampere is equal to coulomb per second, C upon T. So we will discuss into the second chapter, electric current, more discussion. So here you should remember M1 L3 T raised to minus 4 A raised to minus 2. Okay, now this is the Coulomb's formula, and here this is two charge. One is here, this is said to be Q1, and other is here, this is said to be Q2. But what is meant by K? How K is defined? How K is defined? Then K is defined as force between two unit charge which are lying at 1 meter distance. Okay. Formula is F is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. So definition of K. Definition of Coulomb's constant. K. What would be? If we make these two charges unit, and this distance is also unit, Q1 is equals to 1 coulomb, Q2 is equals to also 1 coulomb, and this is R must be 1 meter. So force between two unit charges lying at 1 meter is known as Coulomb's constant. If 1 marks question is to be asked, you can reply this manner. Q1 and Q2 would be 1. Okay, and R is also 1. Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to 1, and R is equal to also 1 meter. This are 1 coulomb. So this will be F is equals to K. This is 1, this is 1, this is also 1 square. So F is equals to K. Here one more word we'll discuss, but before it, this experiment is performed by Coulomb for free space, but in our general atmosphere we couldn't find any free space, so we have to put these all charges into any medium. So is medium affect on the force? The answer is yes, medium can affect on the force, and this affection of the force means this variation of the force due to one more characteristics which is known as permittivity. Okay, so let's discuss about permittivity. 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 If we want to discuss about permittivity, then suppose these two charges Q1 and Q2. If they are put in some medium, this is one different medium, not free charge, this is one different medium. So this Q1 is applying force on Q2. Suppose certain sum of thread, suppose these are 100 threads for applying force. Okay, this want to applying force with help of 100 thread. Okay, suppose 100 thread, 100 thread, 100 hand, it can catch it and pull or push. But when these all threads passing through this medium, Is medium allow all the threads? No, medium will not allow all the thread. Then what will happen? Medium will absorb. How much is absorbed? Suppose medium absorb 70 thread. Absorb. Then how much thread will reach here? Then 30 reach here. It means medium allow to absorb and medium allow or permit to absorb these 70 threads. It means 70 is the permittivity. Suppose 70 is the permittivity of this medium. Then permittivity is 70, then the force will decrease. If permittivity is 60, then force the thread will reach 40, then force will become stronger. So if permittivity is increases, then the force will decrease. And if the permittivity is decrease or more, then the force is less. Then difference between two quantity, force and permittivity, inverse relation. Because of one quantity is increasing, then the other quantity decreasing. If permittivity is increases, it means 70 absorbs. If 80 absorbs, then 30 thread will reach here, and 30 thread will reach means force become weaker and permittivity become high. So permittivity high, then force will less, and permittivity less, then force become high. So permittivity is special characteristics of the material's material in which these both charges are put. Okay, and if we put into the air, then air medium will allow or absorb some of thread or some of force. So force can be decreased into the medium. Then what can be maximum force? The maximum force would be into the free space. So Coulomb has explained and performed this experiment for the free space. So we have written here K is Coulomb constant for free space. Okay, here K is Coulomb's constant for free space. But here we are discussing about permittivity. Permittivity is the characteristics of the material. Permittivity is characteristics of the material. Okay, then let's write about permittivity. F is increases. Okay. Permittivity is the characteristics of the medium. Yes, this is special characteristics of the medium due to which it absorbs the effect of charge. Effect of charge due to which force is applied to one on other charge. Okay, it is denoted by epsilon. For this medium, permittivity would be epsilon, but for free space, permittivity is denoted by epsilon naught. Epsilon naught. Epsilon naught means, yes, first of all, you should understand what is meant by epsilon. This is said to be epsilon. Okay. Epsilon. Greek word. And naught means not any effect of the material, of the medium, not any medium, so which is denoted by epsilon naught. But for particular medium, if for this medium, suppose for this medium epsilon increases, means permittivity increases, then force is decreases, which we have discussed. Because of permittivity increases means it can absorb the effect of the force. So force become weaker, then force decreases. And if epsilon is decreases means it will not allow more effect. So force becomes stronger. So F is increases. So relation between, suppose we will discuss about epsilon naught. So the relation between epsilon naught and relation between epsilon naught and Coulomb's constant K. What is value of Coulomb's constant? We have already discussed here. 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. So must remember this value. We will use it for all examples. So K will become 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. What would be the value epsilon naught? So epsilon naught will be, okay, let's write here. So epsilon naught would be 1 upon 4 pi K. So epsilon naught 1 upon 4, pi's value 3.14. What is value of K? 9 into 10 to the power 9. What is the value of epsilon naught? 1 upon 4 into 3.14 into 9. Therefore 8.85, round up for 2 digit. 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. What would be the unit? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught means this is unitless. So epsilon and K both unit would be inverse. So if this is inverse relation, therefore the unit for K is equal to Newton meter square per Coulomb square. So this would be Coulomb square per Newton per meter. Yes, Coulomb square per Newton per meter, because inverse, this relation is inverse relation. So unit will be Coulomb square per Newton per meter square. This is value of epsilon naught, which is said to be permittivity. Okay. Then what is the effect of this epsilon naught on force? So our equation, which one? This one. This is equation number 1. In equation 1, we will apply value of K will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. So F will be denoted by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. This is equation number 2, and this is for free space. But for this medium, permittivity is denoted by epsilon. So for medium, permittivity is denoted by epsilon m. Okay, let's write epsilon m. Epsilon m means for medium. Then what would be? This would be Fm. Fm means force due to this medium. Okay, this is force due to free space, and for free space permittivity will be epsilon naught. But here permittivity is Em or epsilon m. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon m. This is equation number 3. Okay, equation number 3. Then what shall we do? Shall we divide 3 from 2? What would be 3? This one, Fm divided by F. Then this is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon m, and this would be inverse 4 pi epsilon naught 1. 4 pi will be 1. So Fm is equals to Fm upon F will be epsilon upon epsilon m. and epsilon upon epsilon naught upon epsilon, this is denoted by K. Okay, we will discuss about this one. Before that, one more word, which is relative permittivity. Relative permittivity. What is meant by relative permittivity? We have decided 1 unit, 1 meter. Then we will measure anything which is 3 meter, 5 meter, 6 meter long. Then we will say this is 6 times long. This length is 6 times long for this our particular unit. So this is fundamental unit. Into the medium, epsilon naught is a fundamental property, and if we put 2 charge in particular medium, therefore the value of permittivity will be decreases or increases. Okay, it may increase or it may decreases. Then we can say that permittivity of this medium is 30 times or 90 times less than free space. So we will take one reference point, and which is free space. So if we want to decide relative permittivity, so relative permittivity means, suppose we have put 2 charges into the free space, and the permittivity would be, we know, 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 coulomb square per Newton per meter square. But when we put 2 charge into particular medium, then what would happen? Then force will decrease. If force will decrease, then permittivity will increase. And if permittivity will increase, then we can say that permittivity is 30 times or 40 times more than free space. It means permittivity is related to free space. So particular ratio for both, we have decided one more word, which is said to be relative permittivity. So relative permittivity is denoted by epsilon r. Epsilon r, how will we denote it? Then permittivity of medium divided by permittivity of free space, and which is said to be epsilon r. Permittivity of medium epsilon 0, and this is epsilon m. So this would be known as epsilon r relative permittivity. If we put this one here, therefore what would happen in this equation? Fm upon f will be 1 upon er, then Fm will be f upon er. If we write epsilon naught, then we can write epsilon naught will be epsilon r into epsilon m. This would be also applying here. If we apply this one here, so we can write f is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon r epsilon medium, and that would be, okay, we have not completed this equation, q1 q2 upon r square. This will be complete equation. Here it will be also q1 q2 upon r square. This will be equation. So relative permittivity for free space is denoted by here epsilon r into epsilon m. Okay, this is the full explanation for Coulomb's law. In this law, we have discussed about value and magnitude of charge. But in other form of Coulomb's law, vector form of Coulomb's law, in which direction this force is applying. So direction of the applying force is also explained into the vector form of Coulomb's law. So we will discuss into the next chapter vector form of Coulomb's law. Thank you, my dear.